Welcome to the Grizzly Den, where our University of Montana Grizzlies have made it to the Elite Eight, like I promised you back in August that we would win the national title. And well, where are we at? Guess what happened? The North Dakota State Bison, the number one seed. Bye bye. What does that mean? The national title runs through the state of Montana. Whether you want to say Bob Kittens or Grizzlies, it's going through the state of Montana. And I'd like to take a couple minutes here, or just 1 minute, to thank all you guys from the Sauce Network that have become Griz bandwagoners. I'm talking Tom. I'm talking Pam, Michelle. I'm talking Gordon. I'm talking Toast. I'm talking Sauce, despite what he says. The one I want to mention the most would have to be Spoon, as he has been the absolute number one Grizz fan bandwagoner from the Sauce Network out there. Thank you all. So what happened this past week? We absolutely, after the first quarter, destroyed the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. 50-29. Never in doubt. Yeah, we were down 14-6, 14-9. And the only thing after the first quarter, I was like, as long as we finish drives, we're gonna absolutely crush these clowns. And of course, we went out and absolutely crushed yet another Missouri Valley team. So another Missouri Valley team's coming in to beautiful Missoula, Montana, South Dakota. Now, we know that Eli Gilman, we've told you all year how he's the best running back in the country. Our running back room is so deep that he only had to run for 1,392 yards. This L.J. Phillips for South Dakota has ran for over 1,800 yards. And it's a perfect matchup for our Montana Grizzlies. Now remember, this game is going to be on ABC, 3:30 Eastern, and ABC. So be there. This is the Elite Eight. This is the Montana Grizzlies that I told you in August. Kyle knows. He looked it up. He said it's never been done before. A national champion with 11 new defensive starters. Never been done before. Kyle puts a stamp on that, and it's going to happen this year. Kyle's like, how could this clown come on here with this 11 new starters, unproven quarterback? By the way, he's a superstar now. So, but the running game for South Dakota is good. We will give them that. Their passing game, decent. But what did we tell you last video? You guys all know. When you play a team that doesn't have a dominating defense, and you're the type of team Montana is that plays to their offense, it's just going to be a great match. Plus, Bauman's a decent quarterback for South Dakota. Don't get me wrong, but he's none of these superstars like we saw last week with Mason. Like we've seen in the past. He's pedestrian. He's good. He's just not great that it's going to pick apart the Montana defense. They lean to the running game, and teams like that have fed right into us at Washington Grizzly Stadium. The Grizz are favored by 7.5 as I do this video. I saw it tick down to 6.5, come back up to 7.5. I haven't seen a total. I always look for an over, but something tells me if this is in the high 50s, you might want to go under. I'm not betting this because I want to have the greatest joy when we go on and win. But I think a double-digit win plus is in store for the Montana Grizzlies. Feeling confident about this game, but you're always concerned because anything can happen in a 60-minute game. Last week's concern was the unknown of the truth. And the truth was number 13 was playing defense for South Dakota State. And we were able to pick on them. That wasn't the healthiest South Dakota State defense. They hinted towards being a lot more healthy on that side of the ball. We didn't care about Mason. We knew Mason would do his thing. Having Mr. Loud back is the difference between us and getting by the Cats next week if we have to. There was just better energy into that defense when Loud at defensive back is there. We hit harder. We're more confident. Now, I'm not going to do this Dallas Cowboy thing like they went from the, worst defense to all of a sudden people thought they were awesome and they got kicked around again. No, this is going from a defense that was suspect, especially against the pass, that is back into a range where we can win the national title with this defense. I might not have been as confident a couple weeks ago. I even said we didn't have a national championship defense. And we're going to have to score points. And we will do that, especially this week against South Dakota. So that's the video. Now remember, Kyle's got all the reservations in Nashville ready for Nashville, Tennessee on January 5th, where our Montana Grizzlies will be in the national title game. To do that, we got to get past a good South Dakota team. We're going to rip apart that Missouri Valley like it's been ripped apart during these playoffs. And a shout out to Illinois State for beating North Dakota State, knocking them out. You don't understand. Tulane winning, James Madison winning, both of them winning in the first round in the FBS playoffs combined is not as a big of a shocker as the North Dakota State Bison going down. So this thing is wide open for the Montana Grizzlies to take the national title, like I kept telling you in August and in September and in October. Even when you started out showing videos anymore, it didn't matter. I'm going to be back here and say thank you for the time. This one is going to be great. And wow, we are going to know before the Griz kick off whether we're playing to get a semifinal, host the semifinal game against Stephen F. Austin, or more likely, as the spread has gone from 8.5 to 12.5 out there in Bozeman, the Bobcats. Brawl of the Wild 2. I don't know if you guys can take that much intensity having a second rivalry week, Brawl of the Wild, Griz Cat. I think you better get ready for that. So we'll see you guys in the next video after the Montana Grizzlies take care of South Dakota and get to the semifinals to fulfill the promise. As you can watch the video in August, the first video that Kyle put on his network about the Griz was promising you a national title. Remember what I said also. I never said one time that the Montana Grizzlies were the best team in the country. I said they were going to win the national title. And that is what they're going to do. The only type of team that can beat them is a Montana State or North Dakota State with those defenses. We saw Montana be able to move the ball against the Bobcats, even in a loss. No moral victories, but encouraging if we were to get a rematch with those Bobkittens. But you can watch the Bobkittens Friday night. Friday night, ESPN or ESPN2 on those channels. See if they are going to be there. I am, of course, rooting against them. Why? Well, we want to play at home in the semifinals. But, if we have to go up to Bozeman, up the street to Bozeman, Montana, and rip them apart, we will do so. And the preview video will be the best you have ever seen. Because you have met Mr. Poor Bobcat. And nothing brings the biggest tears than losing to your rival in a semifinal game. Till then, we're not overlooking no one. We're going to rip apart South Dakota. And we'll see you guys in the next video. We're going to go dominate